A bitter fight over a critical voting bloc. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton ramping up the fight for women's votes. The Republican frontrunner slamming Clinton for playing the, quote, women's card, and now trying to make an issue of her husband's 1990s scandals. Now, a Hillary PAC is hitting back with a new ad, and we're going to see more and more and more of this, folks, using Donald Trump's own words against him. Watch.
Because nobody respects women more than Donald Trump.
She came to my wedding. She ate like a pig. And seriously, the wedding cake was like missing in action.
Does she have a good body? No.
Of course.
Does she have a fat? Absolutely.
All right, so according to a recent tweet from Mr. Trump, he claims that that discussion was about Rosie O'Donnell, that it was not about Hillary Clinton, but the comment remains the same, I guess. So Katrina Pearson joins me now from the Trump campaign. She's the national spokeswoman. Kat, welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
Hi, Martha.
Hello there. So, you know, obviously, there has been this kind of ad. There will be much more of it. There's plenty of material from the person that you are spokesman for. How do you take it? How do you fight it off? Because it's there. It's on the tape.
Well, of course it's there, and you know, this is something that we've been anticipating and expecting. I mean, this was a line of attack that the Clinton campaign was going to use no matter who the Republican nominee was. At the same time, a lot of these comments were taken while Mr. Trump was in the entertainment industry. When you look at who Mr. Trump is as a man, as a business owner, Mr. Trump was one of the first to bring women into executive positions back in the 80s. He was working with the Rainbow Coalition back in the 90s to bring black and minorities into corporate America. So these things are going to continue, but they're going to get very old as Mr. Trump continues to take his message out to the American public and see women are going to vote for Mr. Trump. And we see today they're already neck and neck in swing states.
All right, let's take a look at the Pennsylvania Quinnipiac poll that you refer to with men and women. Now here, it's very interesting. So you've got Hillary Clinton gets 51% of the women's vote and only 33% of the men's vote. Donald Trump takes 54% of the men and 32% of the women. So, you know, the question that this raises to me is, does he care about the women's vote? Or is he going to really focus on just running up the men's vote so strongly and then also bringing in women who could care less about these comments and want him for, you know, other reasons for how they think he will do on the economy or terrorism or whatever? Now, the reason I bring this up is because of a statement that he made on Sunday. I believe this town hall was in Nebraska. Let's play this.
I mean, all of the men, we're petrified to speak to women anymore. We may raise our voice. You know what? The women get it better than we do, folks. All right? They get it better than we do.
He's saying he's talking to guys out there who, you know, are tired of women sort of getting it better than they do and being so nervous and having to sort of be on, you know, tender feet all the time with what you say and what you do.
Well, and he's right. And there are a lot of women who are out there who don't buy into this old-fashioned feminism. They do want to be treated equally. It's not just a slogan to them. They want to be treated as you would be treating a man without taking consideration that you could be an emotional bag of mood swings. And so Mr. Trump is definitely considering women, women who do want a strong leader who wants to put them and their families first. And you're going to have those women who want to vote for Hillary Clinton simply because she is a woman. But I got to tell you, Martha, I just don't think that's the sentiment that's out there today. When you look at the Republican side, Mr. Trump was underwater with women early on, but as he took his message out to the public, those numbers began to change, and he closed that gap drastically.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, what he needs to do is grow his base. He needs to bring people into the tent who are not in the tent right now, right? So wouldn't it be smart for him to? No, but wouldn't it be? You say he only said those things when he was an entertainer, and there, you know, you could beg to differ with that some of those comments have continued on into the present. But if that's the case, why doesn't he come out and talk about that? Why doesn't he say, you know what, I said things that might have been off color that I wouldn't really want my children or my grandchildren to say. I was trying to be funny with Howard Stern. And he has said that to a certain extent. But perhaps apologize. Say, yes, if I've offended any of you, I apologize. And I don't mean, you know, to be mean-spirited against women. Why not do that?
Well, because that's the politically correct thing to say.
No, it's not. It's the polite thing to say, Katrina. In this case, it's just the polite thing to say, and it's what I would imagine he would expect from his children or anyone else.
Let me tell you this, Martha. At the same time, this is a response. If he has said anything like that since the entertainment world, is in response to criticism of him. He doesn't just wake up in the morning and wanting to offend people. He's responding to people who are offending him, his supporters, even his staff for that matter. This is a response. Mr. Trump has always said it is a counter punch. And just because you criticize a woman after she criticizes you, that doesn't make you a sexist or a misogynist.
I get what you're saying. I mean, your argument is that he's an equal opportunity offender, that, you know, Carly Fiorina made him mad. He said what he said about her. He also called, you know, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz lots of names as well. And in some ways, I can understand that that's interpreted as basically, you know, equality, right? He's treating everybody exactly the same. But the fact remains that he does not do well with women in many of these polls. So when you look at the national polls, right? So politically, wouldn't it be smart for him to maybe, you know, speak a little bit differently on these issues?
Well, he has said on the stump and in some interviews that some of those comments were pulled out of context for the entertainment realm. But I also think that taking his message out to the public and showing them many of these women have no idea who Mr. Trump really is when it comes to women, because they don't get to hear about all the women that Mr. Trump brought into his organization. They don't know that the majority of his executives
well, then he should talk about that,
women.
and he should put some of them
He's definitely
forward.
Going to be talking about that.
I imagine that we're going to be seeing a lot more of that as we move forward in the campaign. Kat, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Great to see you.